Hello, everybody. This is Jackie Cox coming to you again with ACE Community, so adventure, creativity, and enjoyment. And I am super excited to welcome Veronica Mata. She is with the City of Centennial. So, welcome, Veronica.
Thank you. No, thank you so much, Jackie. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm going to introduce Veronica shortly, but as always, Veronica is going to be our next speaker for our next meeting on for ACE Community on Wednesday, September 2nd. Already September, my favorite month. We're getting into the Burr month. So my favorite month is coming. And so September 2nd, we do meet from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. And Veronica is going to be sharing some amazing things about how to utilize your resources locally as well as, your city resources. So I'm going to introduce Veronica and we're just going to have a great conversation here. So Veronica Mata is the Economic Development Specialist for the City of Centennial. Her role focuses on connecting local companies and entrepreneurs with city programs, resources, and strategic partnerships to create opportunities for growth and collaboration. She also leads the city's business recruitment efforts, attracting new and innovative companies to Centennial. Veronica manages the city's business accelerator program, Spark, which I love that name, in Centennial, which supports the city's small business community. A nearly lifelong Centennial resident, Veronica brings more than a decade of small business management and director experience in the Centennial community. By education, she has a bachelor's degree in English writing with a minor in business from the University of Colorado in Denver. So, Veronica, thank you again. I really appreciate having you here today.
No, again, thank you, Jackie. I'm really excited for the next meeting and getting to present and get to chat with you here today. So thanks.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So one of our newer members, Marie Kelso, introduced us via email, and then Veronica and I had a chance to talk, and I was so intrigued by what you're doing. I think we as small business owners, I think we forget how many resources we have available to us. So I would love for you to just tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you get started within Spark and within the City of Centennial? And tell us a little bit about you, Veronica.
Yeah, no, thanks. I've been with the city a little over a year now. July 28th was my 1 year. Went very quickly. It's been an amazing year of getting to learn all things economic development. It's a pretty new field for me, as my bio had mentioned. I come from the small business world. So my parents own a business here in Centennial. They've had it, September will be 12 years. So
Wow, that's
10 of
awesome.
those years. Yeah, yeah. So it's a crazy how quickly that goes as well. So I had spent the last decade helping to manage that business. It's an escape room, so it was building out games. It was day-to-day operations, a lot of customer facing. That's all my career has really been. My first
Yeah.
my first job in high school was also here in Centennial at the Highlands Garden Center, and so really kind of
Wow.
know what the yeah. So I did a small stint at Trader Joe's when I was going to school. So but it's always been small business. I have such a passion for it, not only because of my experience, but just
Yeah.
getting to meet folks and see what their journey was like too. I think it's fun for me now to get to meet other economic developers and see where how they got started. It's always different for everybody, which I love. And the same thing for small business owners, especially when what they got
Mhm.
started with their career and is totally different from what they do today.
Mhm.
I think that's what I love about it. And so when uh, COVID hit, obviously a lot of us were trying to figure out different resources. And one of the resources we found out locally was Spark Centennial. Now the program's been going on since 2019, but we found out about it in 2021. That was kind of the first official cohort. The first few years of the program, it was just, different versions of itself. They didn't get to run it during 2020 as well.
Right.
And so it was myself and I think it was 7 other businesses here in Centennial, and we had to meet virtually, unfortunately, because we were still kind of in COVID
Yeah.
times, and so just getting to know each other via Zoom was still great. In fact, Gina, who's the owner of the Village Workspace,
Yes.
of course, still
Yeah.
very close, and so she's a very strong alumni of the Spark program as well. But she and I were part of that first cohort together and really got to learn a lot about, again, what the city offers in this program. And then it just helped us
Sure.
build this community with our fellow business owners in the city. I always like to say that, with small business, sometimes you're by yourself, sometimes it's a few of you. So it's nice to have other people to trauma bond with. It can be, there's very few people that can understand what it's like, what you're going through, whether you're in the same kind of business or not. And so having other people that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of and just feel like
Mhm.
you got a support system, that's what Spark has created. And so after that first year, we got involved. We wanted to keep getting involved. So we came back as facilitators for different events, as advisors. And so just we kept wanting to get engaged with the community. As well with the city, we also have in our neighborhood services department, We have some grants, so they're neighborhood improvement grants. So there's like a large scale one. My tiny townhomes of 30, we applied a couple years back to change out a grass field to xeriscape it with this
Sure.
grant. And so we did all the work ourselves. So I got to know even more city folks that way and understand what they have for residents. They have small grants as well for folks to do different neighborhood activities. So we applied for those. We did a passport where businesses got to participate in Centennial, and those who had the passport got to visit all these different from all the way to Smoky Hill in Centennial to all the
Oh,
way to Broadway. We're a very long city, and so especially coming out of COVID, we wanted to give folks an opportunity to engage with the businesses, small businesses around them. So again, through the last 6 years, I really got to know some of the city staff, got to see the programs, just got to see how supportive the city is of their businesses and their residents as well. So
mhm.
it's kind of the long short of how I got here. When the position opened up, I knew my predecessor, and when she had informed me she was leaving, I was, of course, she did a great job, but I was excited to hear more about what this opportunity would look like, and I couldn't pass it up. To be able to help our
Sure.
businesses, big and small, was too much of a passion and too much of a great opportunity to say
Yeah.
I got to go for it. I love working for my parents, and they were my biggest cheerleaders as well as my husband to say no, you got to go for this. And thank goodness I did it. If you told me a year ago I'd be where I'm at, I wouldn't believe you. But
Yeah.
it's been such a great time here at the city. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, sometimes you got to take the leap, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. And I hadn't gone through like a interview process, and I hadn't reviewed my resume since like high school, so it was really just a big learning. But it was, and again, it feels like a fast year because city staff is just so welcoming. I mean, they just brought me in so easily, and everybody's. I could ask as many questions as I have, and everybody's always willing to help out. So it's that helped as well too. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you have such a unique position that you're in as far as you've seen both sides of the Spark program. I mean, you got to witness it firsthand by being a part of your parents' business as well. I mean, it sounds like you were very much hands-on in that business as well. And now you get to be on the other side of it where you get to help, your clients and your other small businesses come up with ideas as well. So what kinds of things have you seen as kind of a transition as you shifted from one side, from the business side of things, to now you're on the other side helping businesses? What kind of transition did that look like for you?
Yeah, I think thankfully that was the easiest part. Knowing what small businesses need not only helped shape this program even more. I mean, the program has always kind of changed throughout the years, but it helped me just kind of connect with the small businesses even more and understand this is, what are our needs? Well, we want to be seen. We want people to know about us, especially having come from the escape room world. A lot of people from the beginning didn't know what it was. Thankfully now, who hasn't heard of one? But it was we were really trying to get in front of people and say, this is what we are, this is what we do, this is how we are so focused on the customer experience. And again, we just wanted exposure. The amount of times people were like, oh, I didn't know you were here. I mean, we would be sitting on a beach on our own island if I had a nickel for every time somebody had said that to us. And so I know that we're not alone in that. There's a lot of businesses that have
Right.
existed for, almost decades, couple decades, and are still looking to have their local community know that they're there. And so I think having that perspective of what it means to want to be seen really, again, shaped what Spark was this year. We kind of reframed what our mission was for the program as well. And so the idea is it gives our small businesses an opportunity to have a platform to share their expertise and create memorable customer experiences.
Hmm.
And because that's the essence of any successful business. I always, my belief, having even come from an experienced business, is that everybody is an experienced business. If you are interacting with
Yeah.
clients and customers, even business to business, like you are
Yeah.
creating experience for people. And that's where,
Agreed.
you find what you love and you don't in certain businesses. And so with Spark, the essence has always been about experience for
Hmm.
people and enhancing that and showing people what it looks like to go through that as a customer. And so, again, that was kind of the mission for this year. The objective for the participants was you had to find one project that you wanted to work on for your business, but have it because
Beautiful.
of time or budget or resource constraints. And so, as folks were applying, they were answering that question. Our only qualification for the program, we just asked, you're Centennial licensed. And then I sit down one-on-one with the folks and talk about, hey, this is the project you submitted. Let's talk about what the logistics look like for that. Like, how can we in the next 6 months make that happen, and make sure it's something that you can continue to do past the 6 months
Right.
program as well. So
Right.
for some participants, it's been hosting an event. For some, that could look like a workshop or like a community event. For others, it's enhancing what their customer experiences. For kind of that front face. We have a home-based business that's involved this year, and for her, it was making sure she hadn't updated her website since 2008, so it was
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
not accessible anymore. It wasn't easy for the customer to use, and that's her main way of interacting with her clients. So
sure.
for her, that was the thing that was going to enhance the customer experience. And for others, they created like a resource guide. So rather than, oh, here's about my business and I'm just pitching to you, it's no, I'm going to teach you something. I want to
Sure.
educate my clients because that's how you build a relationship with somebody rather than, right, we all get pitched to, but it's the people that teach us something new and want to build a genuine relationship with us that really impact us. So,
Right.
um, yeah, and I think that was a big part of it. I think from my background in small businesses and being in the program is like, this is what I know businesses want and what they need. And then we have so many great resource partners that we work with. So whether it's a small business development center, as Arapahoe Libraries, we also worked with our alumni this year too. And then we had the Arapahoe Douglas Works, which is our local workforce partner. So each of those guys got to participate by presenting to our attendees at our Connect and Collab events. So those were free for everybody. It was part networking, part
Right.
roundtable, kind of guided discussion. Just gave folks an opportunity, a lot like the ACE. That's what I really appreciated. I was like, oh, I love that format because it gives folks an opportunity to connect with each other on a different level and learn something new
Sure.
and realize that there's so much more out there that they hadn't known. And so we wanted to show that with our resource partners that, hey, these are all free things for you to get to utilize.
Right.
And whether you're in Centennial or you're down Castle Rock or you're in Denver, we all have similar resources that are
Mhm.
available and even state level wide ones too. So those events, we had 4 this year. We had one from May to we had the last one on Tuesday. So we had them third Tuesday of every month. And it was great. We had awesome turnout. People were really engaged. They liked the opportunity not only to connect with each other, but to
Mhm.
learn so much more than they realized existed. I think Arapahoe Libraries was the biggest surprise for a lot of people, knowing that there's all these free databases to create a marketing strategy.
Right.
People were just totally blown away. Or even the fact they're like, I can print 100 copies of something for free every day. I was like, yeah, it's a huge like that makes a big
Wow.
difference for small businesses, right? We're
Sure it
talking
does.
about trying to be budget friendly especially these days, like that as
Yeah.
much as they can save, the better. So
Right.
that's a lot of what my job is again supporting them and connecting with those resources that exist and just kind of answering those like what are those pain points for you, what are your needs, and how can we find a way to resolve that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun problem solving. I get to still create, it's like the puzzle element of my past is still a
Yeah.
part of today,
I
which is
love
cool. So
it.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. And so, what do you feel like? I mean, being with your mom and dad's business for so many years, and knowing the growth and the creative aspects that were involved and are still involved with an experiential place like an escape room. What do you think was the most creative thing that you felt you learned from the business side of it that you're utilizing and helping other clients with?
Oof, that's a great question. I think what I'm seeing a lot now is there's always an opportunity for something, or there's always going to be an option. There's no walls that are going to exist. I think, especially, so let's say, for example, with my past work and creating escape rooms, we came up with some pretty wild stuff. I mean, my last game that I created was with my brother, who also worked for the family business for a little bit, and we created it's called In Case of Emergency, and you play as a little mouse. And we made everything to scale, so you feel like there's a giant Cheez-It box and big food and everything in there. And I think when we're working with our contractors and throughout the years, at the beginning, they're like, this is kind of weird. I don't think this is going to work. And now they're like, they're coming up with ideas.
I love
And so
it.
I think that's the big thing that I've carried through is there's going to be a way, whatever struggle, whatever, you know, issue or opportunity you're seeking out, is an opportunity for you to find it.
Yeah.
There's no, basically. It's
I love
we're
it.
gonna find a yes, or we're gonna find something that's gonna be so close to it as well.
Yeah.
And so I think it's that creativity, I think that's really pushed through. I realized that recently I had applied, the state has a program called the Change Leader Program. It's kind of their version of Spark, which is cool. So it's leadership, but it's really focused on the creative sectors. And so as a city, we're wanting to get even more involvement in arts and culture in
Sure.
our city. And again, since I have a personal passion for that as well, in the application process, they had a question like, what does your creative background look like? And
Hmm.
I realized I was like, I'm still getting to do that because, again, like I said, there's so much problem solving.
Love
I
it.
love getting to brainstorm. I love one-on-ones with businesses because we get to sit down and, they've got, this is my one problem. Okay, let's talk about it. And as we discuss it through, yes, I come in with ideas, but then they're thinking of things and oh, we'll connect with this other person in the community and
Mhm.
they'll have great ideas as well. And so, the collaboration too is, I think, a big, big part of what makes
Mhm.
Centennial very successful, and all of Colorado. We're very well known for being collaborative. So I'd say creativity and collaboration are the two things that have carried through and have shown a little bit differently, but it's
Yeah.
been still so much fun to see what new ideas come out. So
I love that. I love that. And that's a part of your talk too. Your speaker, your topic actually, you said the collaborative advantage, local government as a business partner. And so you gave me a description here, but you have it in your head. So why don't you tell us a little bit, give us a little teaser of what you're gonna talk about in a couple weeks at the ACE meeting.
Yeah, I definitely going to start off with explaining what a very brief, like this is what economic development is.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of folks don't. I certainly did, a little over a year ago. I had no idea what the economic development wants. And even as I was studying for the interview, I still didn't know. And it's been so much of the learning in the last
Sure.
year. So I want to kind of let folks know, like there's organizations all over the state, all over the world that are doing these things. And my boss likes to say, and I love it too, is that we're all economic developers, right? We're all trying to create a like vitality in our communities. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously, talk about Spark since that's a big part of creating that strong economy and supporting our small businesses, right? The whole nation, we're majority small businesses, and then kind of want to just show you the resources. So whether you're again, whatever county you're in, whatever city you're in, there are folks out there that are can help you. So again, whether it's your library system, it's your local city, it's your fire South Metro Fire. There are people out there that make and help grow businesses that have all the great information. It's just you gotta just ask them the question. That's all. So
Sure.
that's the big part of it. So that's why, yeah, instead of like, I think this collaborative advantage, right, is a play on the competitive advantage. I think the more folks that you can brainstorm with and have as much understanding of this what it means to be successful for my business, the better. That's what gives you your
Yeah.
advantage because you always have somebody that's going to go up for bat for you. And I tell folks, please reach out to me, can sit down one on one. I know there's a lot of my counterparts in the state that are willing to do the same thing because we have so much information we want to share. And now I'm realizing I'm like, gosh, I wish I had even known this when I was with my parents. I mean, there was a lot that we got to already know, and there's even more now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so a little bit of a teaser trailer for what you'll see in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome. Well, we are so excited to have you come speak for our group like I said, it's on Wednesday, September 2nd. We do meet from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. So Veronica, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you or else the City of Centennial or the Spark program? What's the best way to communicate that way?
Yeah, like I said, feel free to reach out to me directly. My email is vmata, so that's MATA at centennialco.gov. If you call the city office, they'll direct you to the right person as well. So if you happen to, you're like, I can't remember what it is, or I'm just going to call, it's easier. Always happy for a phone call too. If you go to the centennialco.gov and you go to the business tab, that's got from all different departments who touch our business community. You can
Okay.
see all the different resources and information that's out there. So whether it's our Spark program or it's I'm going to apply for a sign, I don't know what that looks like. You could talk to our planning department. So I
Sure.
think explore the city website. If you feel overwhelmed, just contact, our 1-800 number or it's our 8,000 number really is what it is. Since that's our last four digits. And we'll get you connected with the right people. And that goes for any, economic development organization, any city, the state,
Sure.
whoever, maybe the county. There again, there's so many different organizations doing this great work and who are open to helping. So, but
Awesome.
yeah, and even if you're not in Centennial, I'm happy to connect you with the folks that can help you with your city or county wherever you're at.
I
So,
love it. Collaboration at its finest. I love it. I
yeah,
love
exactly. Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Veronica, thank you so much for taking the time with me today. And again, we're super excited to have you share with our group in 2 weeks. It's just wild how many resources are available, and I love your passion. I can feel your excitement even through the virtual Zoom here. And so we're excited to have you in a couple weeks as well. So everybody, make sure you get in touch with not only Veronica but your city and local government officials. That way you can have an opportunity to gain some additional resources for yourself and for your business as well. So thank you so much, Veronica, and
Thank
we will see
you.
you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll see
Thanks,
you soon.
everybody.